I'm walking along the old Weverton Road. I came here back in the wintertime, and it wasn't as thickly brushed as it is now. But I found an old ruin of this ghost town now. And I think it was an old hotel, or it could have just been a dwelling. But I'm here again in the summertime. You can hardly see it, so I'm gonna take you there. So I'm climbing up on the foundation now. I don't think I would have seen this at any other time of year. In fact, I didn't even discover that this was here until we had a snow this winter. And we were passing by on the highway that you hear. And I saw it in the snow. The founding of Weverton, Maryland as a manufacturing town on the Potomac River was the ambitious venture of Caspar Weaver. In the 1830s, he was a superintendent with the new C&O Railroad, and therefore was able to scope out locations where a potential profit could be made. In 1836, he moved to land he had purchased along the Potomac, where it cuts a gap through the upper Blue Ridge Mountains. At this point in the river, it drops 15 feet in a relatively short distance, making it a promising place to harness water power for mills and factories. Plus, the newly constructed railroad and C&O Canal also passed through the gap, so easily transporting goods out of the area would make this an ideal manufacturing boomtown. By 1845, he formed the Weverton Manufacturing Company and began selling lots along the river for factories and mills. A severe flood struck the area in late 1846, but by 1849, 3 cotton factories were being constructed, and a church and a hotel had already been erected. Later, a marble cutting factory and a file-making factory were in operation. Weverton had all the makings of a thriving industrial river town. In fact, they even had a formal observance of Independence Day on July 4th, 1850. When war was declared in 1861, Union soldiers conducted a flag-raising ceremony in Weverton. Floods, war, the failure of the Weverton Manufacturing Company in the mid-1800s, and the death of Caspar Weaver in 1861 all contributed to the decline of Weverton as an industrial hub. But the town continued on as a river community for another 100 years after the war. The reason I think it's possibly a hotel is because of its size and because of this plaster. Most simple dwellings for workers and such wouldn't have plaster. At least I don't think they would. And this is the probable doorway. Like another rise right there, and this little street or alleyway going out to the other road I was on. This little town really didn't have a chance. Sounded good on paper, but they did not take into consideration the floods that occurred rather regularly on the Potomac, just downstream from Harpers Ferry. But I love this tree. It's huge. This is a big tree. I would imagine it was here. And this was Weverton. The death nail came in the 1960s when the state widened the main road through the gap into a 4-lane divided highway. Today, the name of Weverton is still existent as the name of a local road, as the designation of a small community of homes north of the highway, and as a popular hiking spot on the Appalachian Trail called Weverton Cliffs. Many people pass through the old town of Weverton every day as they cycle or walk along the old towpath of the C&O Canal National Park, not realizing the long history of a long-gone community.